This is the perfect 3-day itinerary for Moab or Arches with kids. 2 things to know before we dive in. Number 1 is a lot of stuff around Moab is actually cooler than what you're going to see in Arches National Park. So we're going to include a day inside of Moab, a day in Arches, and a day on the outskirts of Moab. And number 2 is you're going to want to switch the schedule around to try to hit Arches on its least busy day. That typically means not a weekend or a holiday or anything like that. Let's start with day 1, which we will call the Arches National Park Day. And again, this is good with kids, and this is those things that will give you the maximum bang for your buck. The first thing I would say is if you can do the fiery furnace, I would always try to apply for that. There is nothing better in Arches than the fiery furnace. It's 320 acres of just pure slot canyon mazes, and you are allowed to climb and go all over and do whatever you want. They encourage you to get lost. You probably will. Now, the one thing about the fiery furnace is you do need a permit, so you may or may not be able to get into that. And if you can't, you can still do the rest of the park. But there is no better experience I've ever had, having been in Arches multiple times, than going into that fiery furnace. Number 2, you're going to work your way down to the double arch and windows loop. This is 3 of my favorite arches. They're quick, they're easy to access. It's just a small 2-mile hike that'll get you access to all 3 of them. You can climb up and around them and through them, and there's not as many crowds as some of the more predominant ones in the park. Kids love doing these 3. You'll continue on a little further and you'll hit up what's called Sand Dune Arch. Again, tiny hike, 0.2 miles. You just pull off the road and climb into this shady area. I love this one to eat lunch and kind of hang out in the middle of the day because it's typically pretty hot throughout the rest of the park. The kids can climb around. There's a few different little arches inside this sandy cove and a ton of sand that the kids will love to play in. Finally, I would end with Tower Arch. Now, this is a really less known arch, but it's my personal favorite. You'll see almost no one on the way there. You can hike there, it's about a 2-mile hike, or if you've got a 4x4, there's actually a separate road that can get you a lot closer, probably about a half a mile away from this arch. It is a massive arch. It's got a little mini slot canyon you can climb in right next to it. You have to do a ton of scrambling and climbing around to go through it and climb it, and the kids will just have an awesome time, and there's a lot of shade right in that area as well. So if you're looking for less crowds, lots of climbing around, and the kids just having a good time, this is an awesome one to do. Let's move on to the day in Moab. Now, this is probably a great one for what's going to be the hottest day because we're going to do some water things. I would start with the Slick Rock Bike Trail. This is my personal favorite thing to do in Moab. Now, you probably can't do this with really young kids or babies unless you're comfortable, really comfortable biking with them on the back. And what it is it's 13 miles of pure slick rock biking up and down with insane views on every bit of it. Now, I know 13 miles sounds like a lot. That's great. They have a 2-mile practice loop that will probably take a couple hours still for small kids and is just as fun. It's just kind of a taster or a teaser version of it. You can take dirt bikes or you can take regular bikes, or of course you could rent either one of those as well. But the views are phenomenal. Kids love biking up and they definitely love the downhill, and it just is it just feels exactly like Moab should.
Oh, shoot.
Now, as the day heats up, you're going to want to hike Mill Creek Waterfall Trail. And that sounds counterintuitive, but let's look at some pictures and see why. It's really close to town, just a few minutes outside of town, and it's only a 1.6 mile hike. The reason it's perfect for midday is the second half of the hike is basically hiking all the way through a stream, and then it ends at a beautiful water hole. You can sit by and watch, dip your toes in, or a lot of people will climb up and jump down into the water. And again, this is just one of those things I think everyone needs to experience in Moab. Plan on bringing a swimsuit. It's safe as long as you jump in the middle where it's deep. Locals do it all the time, and you'll probably see quite a few people there also enjoying the water hole, especially if it's a hot day. To finish off this day, I would end at the Moab Sand Hill. Now, this is a giant sand dune just outside of town, just next to the entrance of Arches National Park. You can bring some sleds, but you could also just do it on your bottoms, or a lot of my kids and me like to just climb to the top and run down. It's about 20 or 30 minutes of fun, but it is a pretty good time. It is steep, it is long, it is tall, and most people enjoy a good 20 or 30 minutes there. And if you can do it right at the end of the day, a lot of times you'll find yourself in the shade instead of the hot sun in the sand. You'll want to finish this day stargazing. Moab is some of the best stargazing if you get just outside of town. About 25 minutes you could head over to Dead Horse Point and see some of the darkest skies in America. Or if you don't want to go that far, you can go about 10 minutes north of town, take a right, and you'll be able to see some pretty dark skies as well. But seeing the stars is totally different from a place like Moab. Bring some hot cocoa, set up some chairs, enjoy the whole experience. Now, day 3, you're probably going to want to have some kind of 4x4. You can do it in the car. I've seen cars do it. I don't think your car will be very happy doing it, but you're going to head up Hurrah Pass Road. This is honestly going to be a lot of your family members' favorite day. I would spend the money and rent a car if you don't have anything that can get up this road. You're going to start with Cable Arch. This is a great beginner's arch. Even if you don't rappel, you can climb all over around it. There's a lot of scrambling. It's only about a 0.5, maybe 0.7 mile hike. You'll scramble all over, lots and lots of red rock and slick rock, a little bit of climbing, really just a good fun time, and the view is phenomenal up there. You can see all the way over to the La Salle Mountains, so you'll see beautiful Moab and all of its red rock. That's just a great view, and there's even a little slot canyon you can climb in on your way back. This is BLM land, so anyone can access it. It's going to be right off the main trail and won't take you that long to do. Next, you're going to head on over to what's called Base Camp, and this is, I guess it's like a hotel. It's a couple of Airbnbs way out there in the middle of nowhere next to the Colorado River. They run completely on their own, everything, obviously, because they're totally off-grid, but they've also created a full Frisbee golf course up there that is top-notch, and I'm talking people from all over the country come to play at this. It's been pictured in magazines, all kinds of things, and it's only $5, and you get to just experience hundreds of acres of Moab's beauty and all these red rocks that you get to climb on, and you get to do it from the perspective of playing Frisbee golf, which is fun. This was probably my kids' most memorable experience. You can also rent some kayaks and hang out at the river because they're right next to the river. It'll take a while and everyone will have a good time climbing around and playing Frisbee golf. Continue on a little bit further and you're going to find the Whispering Caves. It's essentially a massive hill, not a mountain, but a big hill that is full of slots and caves, and kids can just climb around in here for hours. Imagine all these slot canyons that just turn into caves and connect to each other. Some of them have fire pits in them. Most of it's totally safe, not a lot of like really high spots, but a lot of shade and a lot of really cool scenes and places to kind of hide out and enjoy the hottest part of the day. And finally, if you have time, you can finish that road. It's called Chicken Corners. You can just keep following the road all the way to the end, and you'll end up basically right on the border looking down over Dead Horse State Park, and it is one of the most phenomenal sights you'll ever see. You can see the Colorado River right there, and you can look out over all of that state park. Now, that road does get kind of worse and worse, so again, you'll want some sort of four-wheel drive, but the entire road is just full of places the kids can get out, they can climb. Just a beautiful drive, finished with one of the best views I've ever seen, and especially if you hit it around sunset, you're going to find yourself just taking a picture that you'll never want to stop looking at. Enjoy your trip to Moab.